Hello, everyone. Big first welcome to this unnamed podcast. I have not named it yet. My name is Adel. I am a music nerd. I love keeping up with new releases and listening to the vast amount of music we now have access to thanks to streaming services and, of course, the vinyl resurgence. I am a passionate listener, beginner producer who is ready to put this idea of a podcast into action. For the past couple of years, I have sat on the thought on finding a platform to discuss music to an audience. I never wanted to do this myself. I love musical discourse. Just like videos and YouTube channels like Dead and Hip Hop, who I kind of find pretty inspiring that, grab a group along and actually just talk about an album and so we get different opinions on it. That's something I really aspire to create. The idea of this name podcast is to grab friends of mine and other fellows in the future to cover an album with me. The people I would talk to will be of different listening backgrounds and habits. I love hearing people's opinion on music, even if it's not quite, quote unquote, critical or well analyzed. I want to focus on the feelings and how we reflect and react to music as individuals. So that's pretty much the basic idea. It is definitely something I'm pretty excited to do, and I'm going to give it a try right now. I have invited a guest along, my close friend Sean Jansen. Now tell us about yourself, my man. Introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. I was far less prepared for that than I thought I was.
Yeah, that was just a spiel. I was just like, I was reading from some shit because because every time someone asks, "Oh, Adel, you want to make a podcast? What are you gonna do?" And I'm just like, "Well, it's like this and I like that and like." And so I really needed to read out from that. So if it sounds robotic, thanks. I had to do it.
You needed that framework, eh?
I needed it. Thank God that's out of the way now. Yeah, I feel so much more relaxed now.
Yeah, I meant for my introduction, who am I?
Now I'm putting you on the spot, bro.
Yeah, okay. I love my family and my friends. Yes. I work for the government. Yeah. I try to be a good person.
Do you feel like you're like a Ron Swanson type of the government? Do you embrace that kind of shit? You know what I mean by Ron Swanson type?
A little bit, but then I really believe in the government.
Yeah.
It's funny, because I probably shouldn't get too political as a government employee, but my sort of motto is love the government, hate the state.
Nice.
Because don't get me started on politics, but state government shouldn't be in the business of oppression, only in the business of assistance.
So you're not like a Ron Swanson, I hate the government sucks.
Yeah. No, not quite. But I do sort of...
You're working for the government to bring the government down.
I do sort of see myself as I suppose, a little bit of a, nah, I can't. I work for them.
All right, we're gonna filter this out.
I can't say it in a public forum.
No. I'm taking you to court.
Yeah. I'd lose.
All right, sweet as. Now, how would you describe? I know we just started talking about governments, but this is music based. I'm glad you gave you an introduction to yourself that really does speak on who you are. Now, how would you describe the kind of music listener that you are?
I'd say key word would be diverse. I don't really have a particular genre I listen to. I think I definitely like sort of glitzier stuff, high energy, but then that's not the only thing. That's definitely the main thing though.
Yeah.
For I suppose for context, people I would say are great artists to similar degrees are Carly Rae Jepsen and Pusha T, who are both I don't know, I suppose just I don't know, just I suppose clarity of message is something I look for.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't know. A bit all over the show.
I don't know. I feel like that just gave me the prediction now, and I'm gonna just I love making outlandish predictions.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna do it right now. Mm-hmm. Soon there will be a Pusha T, Carly Rae Jepsen banger that's gonna come up to the midst in 5 years.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I would do with myself. I don't
She just hits the hook, and Pusha T comes in with me and CRJ. Smoking that cocaine,
Damn, I didn't realize you were Pusha T. I'm
taking my mask off now as we speak.
Well, speaking of mask off, I got something to say about.
Oh man, yeah,
about one of
okay.
the
I haven't
tracks
even
on
got
this.
to like what album we're gonna be discussing today.
Yeah, man.
But of course, I do want to build into that so we kind of know
True.
the person we're talking to, because at the end I will be bringing unfamiliar guests every episode. So you definitely would. I would definitely love you to come back. So soon
I would
people will
love to
have
do
a
it.
familiar to you. But right now, we do want to know more about you.
Yeah, let's do it.
So pretty much another thing I want to ask is, I completely lost where I was. Another thing I want to ask is, like, what are some of your favorite artists? You did mention Carly Rae Jepsen, Pusha T, because they do fit that kind of sound that you look for when you listen to music. Do you have like set favorite artists? Maybe a big three of yours?
I couldn't do big three. I could maybe do 10.
Can
I'll
you
list them off- I'll list them off quick.
can you actually just like be like pam?
Okay,
pam,
okay,
pam
okay.
on number 10?
I'll just try to go for it. Okay, so you got Carly Rae Jepsen, Pusha T, Nutrimilk Hotel.
I feel like that's your big three. Yeah, I really
yeah,
do.
you're probably
eh?
right. It's more just like I feel kind of fake calling them my big three because I suppose I have listened to all their stuff, but actually
No, that is so,
That's
bro.
pretty
You've been
fair.
in Neutral
But
Milk
see, I wouldn't
Hotel for
even-
too long, bro.
That's true. That's like that's the first concert I went to was Nutrimilk Hotel.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
So I definitely know that about you, and you know, by being a Carly Rae Jepsen fan, I can spot a fake when I see one. And you're not a fake, okay?
She can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Even when I think she does wrong, I just sit on it for a couple of months and I'm like, nah, you're perfect. You did everything right, Carly. I was wrong.
I'm buying my tickets next week, by the way.
Huh?
I'm gonna buy my tickets next week.
Oh, yeah, man.
Straight
I'm
up.
probably going to buy them tonight.
All right, you're beating me to it.
Yeah.
So now that I kind of know about you and your music taste, you're definitely someone I feel that like does put a lot of effort and a lot of thought when they listens to music, you know. And so I've really excited to discuss this new FKA Twigs album, Magdalene. Now, I'm a big fan of FKA Twigs. I definitely asked Sean before we started covering it. I was just like, have you heard of FKA Twigs before? He's like, no. I was like, you get to discover FKA Twigs. Now, she's fantastic. She started off as a dancer. She was doing like dancing for like music videos and stuff like that. And she's from the UK. And she was like, she was pretty famous in the eye of the public, mainly because she was engaged to... now, what celebrity do you think she's engaged to? Like, out of the bag, bro. Out of the bag. I'm putting you on the spot. I want you to, like... think-
Okay, so she's from the UK.
She's from the UK.
And this is before she blew up, right?
Yeah, he had a big movie around 2009. It was really popular. It was adapted from a book, and it was really popular to teens.
Oh, 2009.
I think it was 2009, or maybe 07. Maybe 07, 09.
Oh, Alex Pettyfer?
No, what was Alex Benning?
Oh, he's the guy from fucking Stormbreaker.
Was Stormbreaker popular with teens?
The books were.
Yeah.
The movie was a big flop, but I have it on DVD because I liked it because I was not as discerning with movies when I was younger.
There's three. It's a 3-part, I think. And
Oh.
I think the last movie is like 2 parts.
Oh, Josh Hutcherson
No,
or
no.
Liam Hemsworth.
No, okay.
Hunger Games?
I'm gonna.
That's all I
that
can
was a
think
good
of.
one though. That was actually
Yeah,
good
yeah.
guess. No. It is.
I like the first one. It was not a good.
It was trash.
Garbage.
No, it's Edward Patterson.
Edward Patterson?
Edward Patterson?
Robert Patterson.
Robert Patterson.
Yeah.
Robert Patterson. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right,
Twilight.
right. Yeah, Twilight guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
I'm getting my names wrong. Yeah.
New Batman.
Yeah. Oh, new Batman.
Yeah,
yes.
New Batman.
Yeah. They were engaged for a while, and so pretty much, this is kind of a breakup record.
Oh, so this is about Robert Patterson?
I bet. Yeah. I mean, like if you link it to contextual events.
Yeah. It's funny because until recently I would have kind of judged her for that because I had a pretty, what do you call it? I suppose like not like a negative view of Robert Patterson, but I never really thought about him in that high regard. And then I watched this movie called Good Time, which was just like fucking great, and he did such a good job in it.
Have you heard of the movie Lighthouse?
Yeah, man.
I haven't seen it yet. I feel like
I
it's
haven't
gonna,
seen it either.
I feel,
We should go
I feel like
together.
it's gonna hurt me, man. I feel
Yeah.
It looks pretty heavy.
Oh, it's gonna hurt so good.
Yeah. So in saying that, now we kind of know like the background of this album and FKA Twigs' love life put into the public. Now,
Yeah, that's, okay.
Now, do you know the story about Mary Magdalene? as like a religious figure.
Yeah, well, she was sort of. Am I correct in thinking she was sort of in a bit of a rough space, and then Jesus rocked along and sort of like helped her out?
Yeah, she was. I
Got
think
her
she was
into
like a
some-
prostitute or something.
Yeah, got her into a better place.
Yeah, and then she started
You know?
like spreading the word of God or something like that.
Yeah.
Because she was like this like person of desire, and she was spreading the word of God, and she was like a strong female figure.
Yeah.
Now I don't know, like by listening to it, like I understand the concept, and also it being named Magdalene, and a song being named after Mary Magdalene. But I guess I'm trying to grasp that concept. Maybe I'm just bad with concepts. I
already have kind of a hot take on that one.
Oh.
Because maybe I'm getting ahead of myself chronologically here, but it seems like that thematically that doesn't quite match up with the record, which is that because Mary Magdalene would continue to spread the word of Jesus after his passing.
Yeah.
Whereas this, although I suppose, no, probably not. Just because, she's sort of does seem to be trying to move on from him in the record, you know?
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily very successfully. It's definitely, like, drawn back. But, yeah, so that's, like, it's an interesting comparison in that way.
Now, do you have any, like, favorite breakup records? Anything on that breakup catalog that you want to share with us? Since we're covering a breakup album?
Yeah. See, I'm not really, like, a big album listener, eh? Like, unless it's an artist I really enjoy, I tend to sort of just drift between tracks and then like put them together in playlists that are sort of like vibes. So I've got a bunch of really good breakup songs.
All right, you're gonna send me your breakup playlist, eh? I'm not going through a breakup, but I think it would be nice to listen to.
Yeah.
I'll just pretend I am and go,
Yeah.
and just throw myself around the room. Is that how people handle breakups?
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of holes in my wall for me just like yeeting myself.
No, okay. Favorite breakup record for me would probably be like 808s and Heartbreaks. I'm a basic
choice.
fish.
Yeah.
I'll probably like, even like this year with Eagle, like.
Oh, okay.
That's a breakup
it's Eagle.
record.
It's Eagle then. And, of course. I love that album.
It's fantastic, yeah. And also it does like go on that great chronological journey of going through a breakup. Even with its like spiteful and also very bitter thing, it also has this quite nice acceptance to going through a breakup. And I feel like FKA Twigs kind of does the same thing with that, you know, kind of like rough attitude, but in the same time she's also very like just really down in the dumps.
Yeah. If you do want to do an episode about Eagle, I would very much like to be the guest. I've got a lot to say about Eagle.
Brilliant. I love that. Thank you for putting that to my attention. Now, from looking at the album title and cover, I mean, I feel like we really covered the album title, but the album cover, you've seen the album cover, right?
I think so.
Yeah?
I did look up on the way here.
I'm gonna put
FKA Twigs, Mary Magdalene.
I'm gonna put
album
up
cover.
God, my mouse is going everywhere. I'm gonna put up the album cover on the screen, and I want you to just have a look, because people have been real like mean about the album cover.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people in like online forums have not been liking it, eh?
People are just garbage. People are terrible.
No, the thing is, I haven't really formed an opinion on what I think about the album cover. You know what I mean? Because I guess it's supposed to be quite artsy and whatnot, but I don't know. Has a look.
So is that a photo of her or a painting?
I think it's a painting. It definitely looks like a painting, or maybe like a very, very modified photo.
Yeah, well, that's sort of interesting. It's almost like Uncanny Valley, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so uncanny, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's almost like so close to photorealistic.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, but you're sort of like looking at it.
But it's got such an ugliness to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's really it. It's it's so sort of like stripped back, and the colors are not like particularly like rich or dynamic with one another. They're very I see what you mean. It is like quite like an ugly look.
And I guess
very,
you get that
like
you
raw,
get that response
know?
from people with unaesthetic and very unflattering album covers like Magdalene. And so I look at it, even like I'm not really have a fixed opinion. It's not gonna bother me when I like order the LP and be like, and look at it and be like, oh, I got it. Oh my,
Yeah.
nah, I have to look away. It's too ugly. No, it's cool. I think it's not bad. It's an interesting creative choice. I do prefer other album covers, but hey, it's just something to, I guess, just to look at. You know what I mean?
It's interesting thinking about the intention of the artist in the cover work.
Yeah.
Because I almost feel like I would have listened to the album quite differently knowing that was the cover to it. Because, yeah, a big thing I sort of like took away from it is that not that it was like sonically clean, but she definitely has a type of vocal delivery that you can tell, like a vocal aesthetic that she's really trying to hit. That seems quite, like, I don't know, quite controlled.
Yeah.
And I suppose like that picture there sort of implies a certain harshness to the music that, I don't know, that I sort of like read a little differently, not seeing that. Yeah.
Now, was this like a tough listen for you?
How do you mean a tough listen?
As in, like, you know, like sometimes I'm listening to something or something my mate recommends me, and it doesn't register like immediately. Oh, it's kind of just like a bit jarring. You know what I mean? Like, you listen to it and you kind of just think, oh, this is cool, but I can't really grasp how I feel about it. It's tough. Did you find that at all listening to this? Because it is kind of in that slightly experimental, you know, range of music, but it's not. I don't think it's too out there for me. I'm quite familiar with FKA Twigs, so listening to it, I pretty much got it first listen. Yeah. Not immediately. You can never get anything first listen, but I feel like I could form where I was, whether I didn't like it, thought it was okay, liked it, loved it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was able to actually be like, boom, this is how I feel about it. Yeah.
I'm glad you defined it like that, because that is sort of how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I'm not sure I'm not sure if I will come to a place of more closure with how I feel about it, purely because I almost feel that like it's more like what it is will always be a mixed bag for me.
Yeah.
Because it very clearly knows what it wants to be. And I just I like it. I like what you're going for. I just I would have done it a little differently, but I like what is there, and I like what it is. But I'm like, with a few tweaks, I would have been like, you know, that's what I'm about.
So would you say that's kind of like your first impression? What would be like your first impression when you first put it on?
Yeah, my first impression was, oh, honey.
Oh, honey.
Yeah. Well, it's more like, cause I've been there, man. You know, and like, but that's the thing. Like, the difference between Igor and this and my reactions to it is like I really liked Igor sonically, but I didn't personally relate to it that much. I related to this quite a bit. This, particularly me about 6 months ago, was really that sort of oh, you're terrible for me. Oh, but I want you, you know? And, so, so my first impression was really like, oh, I get where you're coming from, FKA. I feel you on that one. That's rough.
So, just before we start getting into, the tracks and stuff, did you like it?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Big yes.
That's good. And I actually like to think that you're when you're going through a breakup, even though I don't like thinking that you're going through a breakup, but when you're I like to think that you're crooning, you know what I mean? You're crooning beautifully, just like our girl FKA.
I'm a big drama queen going through a breakup. Yeah. I'm very woe is me.
I'm fed up with this world.
I'm fed up with this world.
Everybody betrayed me.
It's bullshit. They lied to me. They didn't keep their promise. I don't care anymore.
See, I liked it a lot, and I feel like I'm actually downplaying by just saying I liked it. I love it. Honestly, I've listened to this quite a bit of times, and I've been sitting through it. I've been really excited to talk about it now. So this is actually so surreal and amazing to me. But oh my gosh, she knocked it out of the park. Now, I can't really compare it to her previous LP, but for now, just listening to it and hearing her just stick to a heartbreak theme and just hearing her voice, whether it's whether it's mutated or whether it's like modified, or when it's just like clear and she's hitting those high notes so wonderfully. It's so great, and I feel like she has such a great connection to the instrumentals on this album. That was my first impression, because I was afraid that it would reach samey territory or would reach a point where it's just kind of like sparse electronics in the background and then her just singing. But I feel like there's so much great feeding that happens between her vocals and the electronics, and then also just her vocals in the background as well that make bulks of the instrumental. Oh my gosh, it really just it really like connects with me a lot. Now, do you know much of the producers that worked on this album?
No, I've done like not much research.
That's okay. That's good to hear.
I only just knew she was from the UK about 5 minutes before I walked in the door here.
From what I know, Noah Goldstein, he's like the main audio engineer for Kanye West.
Yeah.
Nicholas Jar, if you have heard of him, he's like a electronic producer. He's made like house music and stuff as well. Your boy Skrillex.
Oh, Skrillex?
Yeah, Skrillex has done a bulk
on?
of this. Oh, he did a lot of the tracks. He did the one with Future. He was
okay.
He was on that. I think he was on another one as well.
Yeah, I'm not like I really should stop being so surprised when I find out Skrillex does stuff.
He's doing everything, man.
Yeah, because he's way more diverse than I ever give him credit for. And I keep hearing examples of like, oh, he did that. And I'm like, oh, what? And then I hear another one, I'm like, what? And that's Skrillex? And I don't know when I'm going to stop being surprised and just be like, oh, yeah, the guy's like...
He's not just the dubstep king, you know what I mean? He's doing everything. On.
Yeah.
And so pretty much like... Now that we kind of like know where we're kind of standing, I know you like it. I know I love it.
Yeah.
But also, I want to know track by track. Do you familiarize yourself with the first track, Thousand Eyes? Because it is quite a low key one, and that's pretty much maybe the only one that I found myself hard to recall every single thing that happens in that track.
Yeah.
It is quite a low key one. There is a lot of like sparseness about it. It is very I guess. I'm trying to find the best way to describe it. It's very it kind of introduces that idea of vocals and electronics feeding off each other and just having all these sparse different background noises and her kind of just working around it in a croony kind of way. And I haven't really digested the lyrics about this one so much, but I do feel like it's that introduction to like, yo, I ain't happy. I'm pretty sad, and this is kind of like my longing, you know? And it's kind of like her talking about that last goodbye and Thousand Eyes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I really wish I had a stronger opinion on this track. I do think it's a good opener, but I feel like maybe it's one of those things that's going to slowly register with me.
Yeah, I quite liked it. I think it's I think it's pretty much a perfect opener for what the rest of the album is.
Yeah.
Because there's so much like dread in that instrumental that like bong,
Yeah.
And because on that one is like where the vocals really worked. Like don't get me wrong, like lots of other points too, but like where. Because this is my first time hearing like a whole song of hers.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, like that's something. And it was like a very good, I feel like a very good introduction to her as a vocalist. And I really like it. I listen a lot for mood in songs. And yeah, once again, I just, the feeling, it like rings so true of where you know something's over and you're sort of like talking to someone being like, if this doesn't happen, you know, like this is over. And like, you know, over's happened, you know, a week ago, but you're just like, I suppose trying to like desperately posture like you're big and that you've got more power than you have. And that's what I love about it, is that, you know, it's like, there's like, it's gonna be cold.
Oh, that's it. I was even trying to remember the vocal lines on that. And thank you so much for reminding me. Yeah. Oh, man, it's so lovely. Yeah.
But just like, I feel that her delivery on that line is really good because she's like, if I'm understanding the lyrics correctly, it's almost like a threat. It's like, it's gonna be cold without me.
Yeah.
And she sings it like quite strongly, but there's so much like wavering in her voice, and it's almost like a dove is like, it's gonna be... I can't do it, but you know, like the mix of like strength and unsureness or insecurity. Yeah, the mix of strength and insecurity in her delivery of that final bit just was like great. I really liked that bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You see, you were able to just like decipher that way more than I could. How about which was like I think the second single that came out of the album, which is the second track, "Home with You."
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The first time I listened to it, that was my favorite. On the second listen, it changed to a different one. But yeah, "Home with You" is just, it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Eh?
Yeah.
I love the very grimy like beginning with her like voice really modified, and she's kind of doing like a little weird kind of like rap verse. And I love the whole like they never seen a hero like me in this time.
Yeah.
But even though she doesn't like build that up to something amazing, she kind of just like puts it out there and then leaves it. It still gets me so high.
Yeah.
Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, I can never see a hero like me in the sci-fi. I think that was so catchy, and that transition, and I feel like this is what this album excels in as transitions. Transitioning from these weird modified parts to just beautiful vocals. And the minute I first heard it, and the minute I heard the whole I didn't know that, you're like, oh my, wow.
Yeah.
It's so lovely. And I feel like that song excels in building a structure, a weird structure. It's not a normally structured song, but in building it in a way that closes perfectly.
Yeah,
It's got such a great closer. The ending vocals, the huge like flutes that come in. You got bloody Ron Burgundy just like
power sliding all over that jazz flute.
Yeah, all over the bathroom going under the stairs. And FKA Twigs is just singing her damn ass off. Man. It's so beautiful and such a great like second track to come in. You know, it's like it ain't dying down. It's picking up. You know, and I think it's such a special track and such a special single to put out, you know?
Yeah. I don't really have much to add on top of that. Yeah. That was a really good description
It's
of
the
that
Ron
song.
Burgundy,
Yeah, the Ron Burgundy one.
When it came to my head, I was like, I gotta say it. The third track, that was the last single to come out. It came like a couple of days before the album dropped.
Oh, right.
Sad Day, which is the Kate Bush sounding one, if you can recall it. There's the third track. It has these beautiful like electronics that like come around like these like electronic breakdowns, and then she comes in with these great refrains.
Could you just hit me with a little bit of melody?
I feel like because I'm put in the spot, I'm trying to remember how the refrains sound like, but it goes like, would you make a wish on my love?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's so Kate Bush. It's so fucking awesome. I love it so much. And like, it breaks in silence, and then she goes, if you make a and then those like, just big electronics come in, and it's one of my, I think it is my favorite single to come out. When I first heard it, I was like, this is so lovely, and this is the full sound I want to create, and just the way she just bends her vocals is like, it's lovely. I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. It's like just so freaking nice.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna leave this one short because I really want to go into the next track, which is quite a polarizing one. I remember when this came out, I heard it for the first time, and to be honest, I loved it instantly. Hey, it's Holy Terrain by FKA Twigs, featuring your boy,
the man,
Future Hendrix.
Future Hendrix. Is that like what he's going by?
Yeah, that's what's his name. That's what he calls himself, Future Hendrix.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Honestly, like I love this
futuristic
track. I thought it was such a great like play on like trap music and just like a minimal trap beats, but having these lovely embellishments and weird like sputtering glitches into the mix that just make it like pop, you know? You get these weird electronics, boom, 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 and all these like weird like vocal ups and downs. I think it's so interesting, and it's such a trippy, lovely experience. And her crooning is so Björk.
Yeah.
Like it's it's so fucking nice. And now we had a weird preamble about this, about Future's feature.
Yeah. So I'm glad there's a little break here, because I agree with everything you said. It's such a good song. Her vocals are beautiful. The track is great, and then Future comes on.
Okay.
I don't know why the fuck she put him on that track.
Yeah.
You know, he adds nothing, and his flow is like I feel bad even calling it a flow. Like it jumps all over the place. It's inconsistent and not in like a clever or interesting way. It just felt so half-assed. The only piece of credit I can really give him is that, and think about this, right? That this is an unusual thing for him. He stayed on topic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's all I asked for him, to be honest. That's why I like it.
You need to ask more of Future, damn it. We deserve better of Future.
That's all I asked for. He did it, and I don't know. I kind of like it.
Nah, man. Nah.
And also,
there's not one clever bar in the whole verse. There's nothing. There's nothing witty. You know, like the flow's not good, the delivery's not good, the lyrics aren't good. Like, why put him on there? Why put him on there? Like, why not get literally anybody else?
No, because, okay, say if you put like Young Thug on there, he wouldn't stay on topic. Young Thug never stays on
hard
topic.
on Young Thug there.
No, Young Thug never stays on topic. Yeah, I feel like we're not hard enough on Young Thug. I love Young Thug, but come on, that guy can't stay on topic, you know? He's like, ooh, I got a topic, and he's like, panties, shit. Like, my mind is muffled with sex right now. I think Future did a good job in staying on topic and matching the mood. But yeah, I guess the critics can come towards the flow, towards how he actually sounds. And look, as much as I like singing along to it, but
how dare we criticize how someone sounds in a musical track, in an audio genre?
I love
how dare we criticize how he sounds?
Screw us, right? We're just horrible.
You fucking elitists.
What I wanted to say is like, even though I love singing along to this particular part of the song, it is quite goofy. And whenever Future comes in, because he's not only in a verse, he's all over the track going, I cry, I cry, I cry.
I'll give you I cry.
Like, he says it a lot.
That's fire, man. It's fire. You gotta credit it when you say it.
It's kind of goofy, but I fuck with it.
Yeah.
I cry, I cry, I cry.
That's the thing. Like, Future to me, he's either like he's good on a hook, or he's good when he's like goofy as fuck. Because as much as I think that it ruined the song, like there's a certain like, I suppose, like charm to like la-di-da-di-da.
Yeah, oh man, don't get me started, right?
Yeah,
La-di-da-di-da, Slowing Me Knob made that song.
Yeah.
Because it's stupid as fuck, and it needed to...
That song's not stupid as fuck.
I don't know, maybe I just wanted to hear something stupid, because I was like, oh, Future's in there, he's gonna do his own thing, and I just did not expect la-di-da-di-da, Slubbing Me Knob, and that crazy-ass high-pitched sound.
Yeah, I suppose, like, the thing with the Future verse is that, like, you know, the lyrics don't need to be that great, but, like, if you think back to, I don't know the name of the song, but it's that one with Lil Wayne and Drake, where he's on the hook, it's like, and it's like, I don't know when I fall. Yeah, I'm on that good kush and alcohol.
Oh yes, I can't recall the name of that song though.
Yeah, but see, like, if he'd done a delivery more in the vein of that, I would have, like, it would have been great. I would have given him a pass. I would have been like, good job, man.
What, for King's Dead or for
No, for this.
For Holy Terrain.
For Holy Terrain, yeah. Because, like, that's the thing, because FKA Twigs, does such a good job of vocalizing, and is such a good singer, that then someone just coming in and giving this really distinctly half-assed vocal performance just really didn't do it for me. And like you say, like, the bits where he is, like, where you can feel that he's, like, enjoying himself, or he's got, like, a sound that he enjoys, like, you know, those are the bits that I'm like, yeah, that's good. But for the most part, it feels like he's just filling in time, you know.
I'm gonna defend it to the days in, alright.
I'm
gonna defend this shit.
Nah, I respect your opinion, man.
I cry. Alright,
maybe you're selling me. Maybe
Now the next track, Mary Magdalene, the title track.
Mary Magdalene.
What an awesome like hook, eh? It's just so catchy, and I just love the. Just a little bit closer to me. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna like have a lot more to say about the second half.
Yeah.
Just because like it was about like around Mary Magdalene that I really like clicked into it. Like I liked a lot of the tracks on the first half, but it was really like in the second half where it felt like it came into its own. You know, where it felt. Yeah, and I suppose that's almost like comes with going through a breakup as well. There's like a certain point where you decide on what the narrative is. Like you're not, like you're not necessarily like over it, but you're like, this is what I feel about it. I don't know how I feel, but these are the things that are going on. And it feels like Mary Magdalene is the track where she like decides, and then it becomes like a lot,
Oh man,
a lot more distinct.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Because I think I love the build up, and I feel like a lot of songs here have a great build up, and that song has such a good build up. I like that the electronic production on this one. It's like those keys. It kind of sounds like I can't explain that. Dun, 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 dun. I think it's so groovy, and I feel like it's probably FKA Twigs on this album at her most catchiest. And I feel like that's such a good thing to have on your title track, on the track that represents your whole album.
Was this a single?
No, it wasn't.
It should have been.
It should have been.
This should have been a single.
Hopefully, she does release like a video for it because I feel like it would make a really cool, dramatic, interesting like video.
100%. Because that was the thing with Holy Terrain as well. Is that like if Future weren't on it, what else would make it a single?
That's so fucking true.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's so good.
That was my big takeaway from it. You know? Because it's just it really just feels like another song on the album, and then there's Future, like a good song, but it's like and then there's Future at the end.
But I do really encourage more indie / hip like mainstream hip hop
100%.
mixes. You know what I mean?
Well, we got to get that fucking we got to get that Lil Uzi Vert Nutrimilk Hotel
It's happening,
crossover.
guys.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's confirmed on this unnamed podcast.
Please
You
help
heard
me.
it here first,
Please help me with
folks.
a name. Please help me with a name.
Please don't. Please don't.
I'm dying.
Please
here.
don't do it, Nutrimilk Hotel. Maybe Migos. That could be fucking. That could be alright, eh?
Isn't he dead though?
What?
What?
Migos is not dead.
Oh shit! They said Nuibus. I was like,
Oh no.
no, none of the Migos are dead. Alright, track 6.
Hashtag pray for Migos.
Hashtag protect them at all costs.
Hashtag protect the Migos.
The next track that comes after that, Fallen Alien. That's now from what we kind of like discussed before we started recording.
Yeah.
Favorite?
That's my favorite.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, I really like that one.
It's because it's a straight up filthy banger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like when I was like talking like that. Well, if I would have been honest in saying like what I look for in music, it's like it's got a fucking slap, man. It's got a fucking slap, and Fallen Alien slaps.
It slaps, right?
Yeah.
Now I know you're not familiar with Nicholas Jar, but I feel like when I heard that vocal sample on there, I was like, this is definitely what he had his hands on in that track. The I feel like I was like, bro, this is so him. This is how his music sounds like, especially when he's making his house music. He adds these really cool, intense vocal samples, and I love the attitude in it. It's so gritty.
Yeah,
it's so interesting, and just her kind of like rappy verses to the breakdown, which is like, I'm a fallen alien. It's so awesome, yo. What else do you have to add about that track? Because I feel like it's one of those things where a lot's going on. It's a banger. My body is doing uncontrollable things right now. I'm breaking down with my bad self. But that's kind of like what I get from it. It's a fantastic track, fantastically produced, and that's kind of what I have to say about it.
Yeah, outside of like just how fucking great that beat is and that production, it was really the vocals, Because the first half, it almost feels like not that she's holding back, but my big takeaway was that first half, it feels like she's kind of choosing like sonics over emotion in how she's singing, because she clearly has such a good control of the sound she's producing, and it feels that like it actually comes like she actually starts it off in the second half of Magdalene, where like at one point the bass gets turned up in one of the transitions, like it's pretty not not a lot of elements change. It's just like the mixing changes at one point, and then you notice like her sort of going a bit looser in how she's singing, and it's really like Fallen Aliens, the first one with a whole track. It's a lot more like just like passion and feeling, and you can feel it like come alive a bit. And I suppose that's kind of that thing of like I'm a fallen alien. It's like
yeah, it's kind of like the What's Good / like New Magic Wand
exactly,
of this album. You know
it's
what I mean?
It's that moment of like
it's that
man,
time. It's like because fucking breakups. They're not always just There's always that kind of like
There's that. But that's exactly
that
it. 'Cause,
fire.
like that moment where you're just like. Fucking great.
Fuck you.
Like, they're the one with the problem. Fuck them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's such a good way to put it. And yeah, definitely a favorite of mine. Just a great banger, and I feel like an album like this did need a banger. And I'm really like really, what's it called? I really like FKA Twigs' up-tempo songs. So
Yeah, I'm really curious to hear some of her other stuff now.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, like, especially hearing you talk about it, and especially how big a fan you are, saying that this is, like, you can't really compare it to her previous stuff, I'm so curious, because this felt like such, like, a defined musical statement.
Yeah.
Like, it really felt like the culmination of lots of building up, you know? This feels like the third album of the trilogy, almost, where someone's been, like, working on a sound, and it's finally, like, that's it.
I feel like you could put it that way. You could maybe put it that way. I mean, but definitely check out a project, LP1 and Melissa, but it is spelled differently. It's still spelled weird on like she spells it weird with like numbers and stuff. But it's supposed to be said as Melissa.
How is it? Can I guess what the numbers are?
I don't think I even remember, but give me.
Is it M3155A?
That seems about right. I think it's a bit more wonkier.
How did it get more wonky than that?
Yeah, it's like
there's only 2 actual letters in there.
I think it's even weirder, but I feel like you got the right idea. I'm searching it up right now as we speak. It is M3LL155X.
What?
X, I don't fucking know.
I totally forgot the fucking I in Melissa.
Yeah. There's Milsa.
Yeah, Melsa.
Melsa.
Hey, Melsa.
Now the next track is my favorite.
All right.
Favorite track of the album. I am a sucker for ballads, mate.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for that.
That's
not
what I love
cheesy,
about you.
but I'm a sucker for that just beautiful ballad. And oh my gosh, like the refrain on this is just it's so ear catching.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine anyone listening to it and just having that just like go off the other ear.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful, you know?
Yeah. It's like heartbreaking though.
It is very heartbreaking.
And it's so true, and it's something that I'm not getting too like personal with my like feelings about the album or anything. I just it's I don't know, like when you have gone through something, it's so hard when you are trying to like move on, when everywhere you turn and every piece of affection that comes back to you just reminds you of that person, you know?
Man, and that's what that song kind of goes for, you know? It's like she gives up. I think she's not gonna give up on giving up, you know? She's not gonna give up on this person. But whenever she sees 2 people together, let's say she's like, maybe like, I like to imagine her walking down the street and she sees 2 people holding hands and she looks at that as they have a mirrored heart.
Yeah.
And it just reminds her that she's not even with that person anymore. And I'm like, fuck my life, bro. That is so sad. And just the way she delivers it is so somber and beautiful. And there's this amazing, towards the end of the song, the track kind of like gets a bit mutated. And the refrain gets transformed and it's just like the first vocal of it and she repeats it like 5-6 times. It goes, and just 5-6 times and you're like, oh shit. And then it's just silence and like these beautiful somber piano chords and she repeats that hook one last time in this really dramatic and like slow down fashion, really driving home that she sees 2 people together, she's fucking sad because it reminds her that she ain't with that person anymore. Yeah. She hates seeing people with mirrored hearts.
Yeah.
Because her heart is I don't know, unmirrored.
Yeah, it's like that any sensation of love only reminds you that you don't have.
I have that sensation.
Yeah.
Bruh. And then going on to lyrics, do you have anything to add on that song?
Well, I feel that from your description, I misheard the lyrics. Because I thought it was about her sort of like moving on with people and then like sort of not being able to like, or like that love just reminding her of our paths.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like anything could be kind of like interpreted from it. But I guess the way I listen to it and just the way that she sounds, I felt like she's kind of just like, just by herself. And she's just can't stop thinking about this person. You know? And I'm never gonna stop thinking about you all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah. And
if
I feel like
FKA
that's what I
Twigs
get
is
from it.
listening to this, you'll get through that.
Yeah. Oh. Wow.
Hang tight, man. It's rough, but you'll get through.
Man. And then the next track, which is more somber, poetic beauty, and that's Daybed. Holy shit! This If there's the 3 songs I cry to, it's the back-to-back Very Hard, Daybed, and then the last track, Cellophane. But it's just like I can't help myself, man. The lyrics are so descriptive and just almost just poetic, like just the way the songwriting and the way she structures the songwriting with this very steady and repetitive, like, you know, this is like this is my this is my this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, apps was it? Jaded is my father. Childlike is my fuck. I'm trying to remember.
Childlike is my desire.
No. I think it's childlike is my laughter or something like that. I don't know. But it was like, stuff like that. And how
greedy is my Daybed, right? Oh no,
she says possessive is
my Daybed.
Possessive is my Daybed.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
yeah.
Oh, that's some of the hardest, heaviest shit I've heard. Possessive is your Daybed. Yeah. Oh yeah, baby on my footsteps.
I thought it was.
No, childlike is my. Well, no, I think childlike is my footsteps.
I thought it was timid.
Nah, man. She's jading us with her fucking lyrics, man. But but I feel like the strongest lyric is, possessive is my Daybed, and that's like, damn, she's really in her damn feels about this, and I feel like just and I feel like maybe the instrumental is a bit like quirky in a way, like it's just like sparse things happening in the background, and it's kind of just like sound for sound's sake, which is maybe my only little bit of gripe, but that feeling is still there. The lyrics are still there, and the build up towards the end where it kind of just becomes like this harsh noise, this piece, and she just sings over it, and it's really, really a great build up to the last track, which is another ballad. Now, what do you think about 3 ballads in a row to end your album?
Honestly. Strong, man.
Yeah.
You'll leave on that. Yeah. You'll leave with power. Leave
exactly.
Yeah.
Because it could be a bit of a gripe for some people, and I understand that. Having 3 slow ballady songs to end your damn album is kind of like, whew, like, goddamn, another slow song? Where the bang is at? You know?
But you don't want to, like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like the type of album to, like, leave on a banger, you know?
Yeah.
And I suppose maybe, like, 3 in a row is an argument to be made, but, like, not to keep comparing it to Igor, but, like, you know, Are We Still Friends? Is, like, you gotta sort of, like, I don't know. I feel like you've almost got to leave it on more of, like a slow note, you know?
Yeah. But going into like Cellophane, do you feel like it has that acceptance of that, the same that, I know we're bringing it back to Ego, but the same as like Are We Still Friends? Do you think it has that acceptance of breakup, Cellophane? If you can recall that song.
Not quite to the same extent.
Yeah.
It feels... Yeah, I don't know. I suppose it doesn't feel as hopeful.
No, it doesn't, eh? Yeah. I don't get any hopefulness out of Cellophane. No. It's kind of like... It ends, and I'm just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
At least like tell me that you got a puppy or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a really interesting place to choose to leave the album.
Yeah.
Because of, like, as you say, like, because I suppose because of how we're used to, like, absorbing narrative, and especially, like, I suppose, like, less so in music, but, like, still, you know, like, we want things to be, like, wrapped up. We want to have, like, what did that mean sort of thing.
Exactly.
And, Yeah, but it's just very true to life that like it's just like, oh, that's like another feeling on it, and
Yeah.
then it's over, you know. And she's like moving on.
That's pretty
I
much
like
it.
that. Yeah,
That does make sense, you know what I mean? And this is a bit of like maybe like controversial on my side, but when it came first, because that was the first single. Surprisingly enough, does that feel
Yeah.
like a single to you, mate?
Nah, not at all.
No, not at all. Mate.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
the first single, so when I first heard it, everyone was raving about it. They were like, "Holy shit, my wig snatched." One of my mates is like, "It's a 10 out of 10 song. It's probably the best song I heard this year."
Wow, yeah.
Me, I didn't really grasp on it. I liked it a lot, and I'd play it and I'd feel what she's feeling, but I didn't really get that big of a hype that everyone else did.
Until you heard Future's voice on Holy Terrain.
And then I was like, "Damn, Holy Terrain is fine." Everyone's like, "What the fuck's this guy on?"
Yeah.
No, because there was a point where I preferred Holy Terrain to Cellophane, and I wasn't ashamed about it, a little bit. But now hearing Cellophane as an album closer is completely different. And I was listening to it this morning, and that's when the tears were flowing. And I was like, "Yep, this fucking hits as an album closer.
Yeah.
It hits so much, man." And I'm gonna say it's fucking perfect. It's such a perfect album closer for something that is so dwelled and drenched in sadness and confusion,
Yeah.
you know? And again, linking it back to a concept, I'm not too sure. It's definitely the breakup album. I definitely get the feels from listening to it, and the production offers so much. Do you have anything to say production alone? Because I feel like we kind of been skipping on it, just being like, "Damn, her voice dope."
Yeah. No, it's really interesting. It was interesting hearing the different people that worked on it as well that you were talking about. Just because, it feels like and I know this is sort of almost going back about what I said earlier about this feeling like the culmination of several albums, but like it feels like such an interesting mix of different sounds. And I suppose that's it. Like it feels like very distinctly its own thing, but at the same time, it's got a lot of like you got like elements of trap in there and like bits of like house and like electro. And
but the glitchiness you feel like stays the same. Like it still has that consistent glitchy sound to it. It's the electronics, they don't sound too different. Even that trap sound, it's not a big trap sound. It's a very minimal nocturnal trap sound. You know?
It really felt like a bunch of different things all like filtered through the same lens of FKA Twigs.
Exactly. And that's what I really enjoy, that she kind of stayed to a consistent atmosphere.
Yeah.
And everything that she tells on this album is so clear and so like concise, and I really applaud her for that. Like, this is kind of what I wanted to hear from her. Again, I'm probably gonna have to listen to LP1 again and see how I like put them together, but I'm enjoying the crap out of this, man.
Yeah.
In a sad way, but I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? It's so lovely. I'm loving just how catchy this is. Like, this is a catchy record. The way she writes songs is almost pop-like. I can understand people who just listen to like pop music kind of liking this.
Yeah.
You know, despite some of the glitchiness of the production, her vocals and her songwriting is very pop-centered. You know, they're very catchy, very ear-grabbing, and some of the hooks they just tell themselves, you know. Listen to the hook of Mary Magdalene. Listen to the hook of Mirrored Heart, and I'll probably put Sad Day over there as well. What about you? Like, kind of maybe like final thoughts to wrap things up.
Yeah, I suppose I just like shout out to FKA Twigs, man. Like, just really curious to hear more. I suppose, it's like not... I'm really curious to hear some of her other stuff. Just because it was... Yeah, as someone who, like... Because to be honest, like, it's not really the type of stuff I generally listen to. But that being said, like, I do feel a draw to, like, listen to it more. Like, those last 4 songs, like, are real fucking strong, eh?
Yeah.
And... Yeah. I wish I had better final thoughts.
No, that's perfectly fine, man. At the end, we're not here to bring these super crazy analytics to anything, you know? We're kind of here to just be like, We just had a human experience.
Yeah.
Listening to music.
Okay, can I take that again? Can I take a take 2 on that one?
Go. Yeah.
So final thoughts on the album is really I really connected emotionally, you know? And it really like whether on like because as I was saying in take 1, I like it's not really the music I generally would go for, but when I like the music I listen to, I really listen to the emotion that is communicated through the sound, like more so than the lyrics usually. And yeah, this really got the emotions of a breakup right, like really hit the nail on the head, you know?
Yeah.
And it had that flow right as well, you know? Like it had that dread of it like coming in the first track. Then it, you know, sort of the that like intense feeling of it like actively falling apart on you, where that person is like distant, you want them back, and then like you know, like then them wanting you back and them not wanting you, and then how, as you say, like it ends on these like 3 ballads, and especially I'm fucking terrible with names. Second to last track?
Second to last track. Daybed,
yeah. And especially Daybed, the that sort of like self-reflection, and then yeah, and then Cellophane, just beautiful song, but you know, not closure. It's just like good, like things will happen, life goes on, you're gonna have feelings still, but like yeah, you can't force closure.
Exactly.
It just is what it is. Yeah, it was a real achievement in just getting that feeling across, you know? Or all those feelings, I should say. Yeah. So no, good job.
Brilliant.
Good job.
Good job, FKA.
Good job. Yeah. Now you have my affirmation. You can finally sleep easy at night. Some fucking bureaucrat says you did well.
Some government scum.
Yeah. Some fucking desk jockey.
Oh shit. Now, if you can pick do you pick favorite tracks?
Oh, Fallen Alien, number 1,
Yeah.
100%, no questions.
5 favorite tracks if you can.
Mirrored Heart. Okay, I'm gonna look up the track list because I'm bad with names.
That's so good, man. We all.
Okay. Right. Okay, so Fallen Alien number 1. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put Daybed on there as well.
Yep.
I gotta put Home With You. Yeah, it's just.
Nice.
Yeah. It's so sweet.
So you
It's
take
so
those
sad.
home with you, Fallen Alien, Mirrored Heart, Daybed.
Yeah. And let's go Mary Magdalene.
Mary
That's
Magdalene.
good. That's fucking.
Yeah, you were singing this before. Yeah.
Mary Magdalene. That's hands down the biggest earworm, I think, of
Definitely,
the album. Yeah.
Man, damn. If I had to pick 5, I'll probably pick. I'll go Sad Day, Cellophane, Mary Magdalene, Mirrored Heart, and Daybed. Damn.
Yeah.
Now, did you find so fuck, what was I gonna say? I'm gonna cut this out. Now, would you recommend this someone else? Would you recommend this to people?
I think I'd need to know what type of music people would be into first, because I don't think it's for everyone, to be honest.
So what do you think, what do you recommend for fans of? You know what I mean? Have you heard of FFO? For fans of certain artists?
Yeah.
Like definitely, if someone says they like Björk, I'll definitely recommend
Björk
this.
for sure.
Or if someone says they like Kate Bush, I'll probably recommend this as well. People who like glitch hop and trip hop as well, I think would probably like this as well. People who are fans of Massive Attack. And that's real. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, Massive Attack's a really interesting one.
Portishead or something like that. Yeah.
I listen to more Portishead.
Yeah.
I keep hearing about him.
Yeah. But it's kind of got that that trip hop vibe, and I feel like people who like those kind of sounds, even like EDM listeners will probably get something out of this maybe as well. It has got very electronic vibe. skeletal, interesting, and definitely in that alternate R&B cave that a lot of artists are in right now.
Yeah.
So even fans
Maybe
of Frank,
like-
I'll probably
Yeah,
recommend it
maybe
to
like
as well.
Blood Orange?
Yeah,
People
Blood
know
Orange, definitely. I wouldn't even mind if they collab. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised
that'd be
if
great,
they
man.
collab, not too, you know,
Yeah,
not too in
yeah.
the distant future. Yeah, well, I feel like that wraps it up. That was so fantastic to actually finally do this. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for sharing your human experiences to listening to music. I love listening to music. I hope you love listening to music too. This is why we're doing this. And we just covered Magdalene by FKA Twigs. Do you have anything final things to say before we shoot off?
I just want to say thank you very much for having me. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. As always, I'm very intimidated by your knowledge of music, and yeah, man, I'm really glad you're doing this because you've got such a wonderful perspective on music, and you can talk on it so eloquently but so humanly as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes, and I'm really honored to be a part of it.
Thank you so much. I mean, of course, this is definitely a work in progress, but I've enjoyed this so much, and I'm going to have so much damn fun editing this. Thank you to Sean. Thank you to 95BFM, where I do this thing. Nice little plug there. And thank you to FKA Twigs. I hope you're doing good, girl. Oh, you know what?
Yeah, you're going to get through it. You're talented, you're strong, you can do it.
Now, the rest of this podcast is going to be a 5-minute silence to FKA Twigs' love life, and I just hope she finds that boo thing. Starting now.
That's too good, man.